Bon après-midi, il est temps de boire un verre de vin et pour moi, un verre de vin rouge. And today we are doing it with a 2021 Appassimento Gold. This is from the Contessa Marina. And in this, on both the nose, there's a great deal of chocolate. And we've got some vanilla. And of course, some of that cassis. And you can kind of pick out some of that minerality. And on the palate, this is low in tannins, well, low in acids, but it's got smooth tannins. And to be quite honest with you, this is full-bodied, and I see this going really well with a steak or what I have in mind for lunch and dinner. I only eat once a day, but have in mind some Scotch eggs that I actually have in the air fryer right now, and I think it's a perfect match. So, digging into some of that solver's courage. All right, we got the LA Times Crossword today. I'm still dealing with the fallout from that strike at the New York Times Tech Guild. So let's go ahead and take a look here. We have the LA Times for Saturday, 9 November. This is a John Andrew Agpalo construction edited by Patty Varrell. And let's go ahead. We have an option to play with friends, but I say we're probably better off just playing solo. Let's go ahead and click on into this. Okay. So a running tally. Okay. Seemingly endless. Fast train between Union Station and Back Bay Station, and I guess this would be the Acela. Let's see. German city. Well, a city in Germany is pronounced Stadt. A lot of people think they see Stadt and they think it's a state, but actually this is how in Germany we say city. Right? So it's kind of interesting. This seemingly endless could be vast now, I'm seeing, and I'm still not quite sure what running tally is. Water heater. So we got this E and this A next to each other, so I'm thinking maybe a tea kettle. And it is also something that kind of harkens itself to here in Europe. We have what we call in Germany Wasserkocher, so literally water cookers. But they're basically electric kettles, and they're amazing because you just turn it on and a few minutes later you got boiling water, and it's just so easy to make everything that way, right? So got lost, maybe take a hike? Well, it could be. And let's see, like Meg among the March Sisters, and I guess she... running tally, like mini gazebos. Okay, so we're going to go with octagonal on this one. And why not, right? So I think maybe a running tally would be votes. And, again, relevant, right? Considering. So I think we have eldest. I was going to put oldest in, but I was like, what is this word up top? So... occupied as a table. I thought this was going to be Satan at first, but no, I guess we sat at. And the Vulcan salute as an example. It looks like we're looking for a gesture here, which is, yeah, sure. Ben-Hur making an appearance today. Nice. And some characters in Japanese writing. Gosh. I don't know much about it. I think hiragana or gami. I don't even know. It could even be hiragana. I got to remember that I'm not sure about this N and this I here because I am absolutely not. Gives hell. Commits a hoops infraction. It's probably goaltends. And we'll check ourselves because I'm not quite 100%. I mean, that's a big guess just going with a G, right? But let's see. Got completely out of hand. When we've got 7 letters like this, maybe ran wild. It could be amuck as well, you know, 4 letters on that. But let's see if this N is even right. So let me be clear. How about make no mistake? And there we go. Boy, I got this wine in my hand like it's going somewhere if I put it down. It gives hell. I guess it could be dams. Interesting. Care for a bite? Want some? This is a pretty, it's a fairly challenging Saturday grid so far, I must say. Interesting. Wire diameter measures. I guess we were talking about in mils here. Déjeuner célèbre. And that was Manet. And basically, I love this painting, by the way. I saw it. Was it part of the Barnes exhibit? I cannot remember, but it came through Fort Worth many, many years ago. And it's basically, you know, like lunch, right? You know, like lunch in you know, like it's just in the garden, right? You know, it's like in a little wooded area, and there were these 2 completely clothed gentlemen, and then a woman just sitting there nude, so nonchalantly. Like, I kept thinking to myself at the time, I was just like, well, why doesn't that happen everywhere, right? You know, I mean, that absolutely no issues at all whatsoever, but just a beautiful painting, and it's just so odd too. And you think, well, there she is, just completely naked, and everybody else is clothed, but it's not. There's not even a look of anything. It's just, hey, here we are, which is kind of cool. I mean, it was really kind of cool. City on the River Clyde. My first guess is Scots, right? Maybe go with Glasgow. If that's a G with Glasgow, then I guess this could be gone, as in missing. Outline in a plaster of Paris keepsake. Very nice. So maybe a handprint. Made my fair share of those for parents, grandparents as a kid, you know. Target of a dehumidifier. Perhaps we're talking moisture. And let's see. So a topper could be a lid. Yeah, and I think we got Glasgow here. So let's go ahead and put that in. Adds moisture, so maybe wets. Second guessing phrase or not. Chicanery. How about guile? And Mike Trout's team familiarly. And I guess that would be the Halos or the Los Angeles Angels. High and dry, stranded. Catastrophic, maybe dire. Checking, allure, alluring, maybe sexy. Veto could be to nix. Cat treat. How about 9 lives? Why not? Why don't we do 9 lives and see what that does for us? Rush hour could be drive time. Okay, well, you know, I'm really enjoying this grid. It's very clean and not a lot of anything so far that's made me go, you know. So, nice. Tax, levy, Pacific weather phenomenon, and I think this is La Nina. And let's see, tribute band number. In proportion could be to scale. So I guess this would be a cover song. Let's see what we've got here. So levels, a theater, say. Raises. Freezer brand, no idea. Notable name on a case. Looks like we're looking for Samsonite, which is, I guess that is. What opens and closes safes? Well, I had to go and brag, didn't I, about the lack of inelegance, and here we got the S. You know, those things drive me nuts, right? It's just crazy. So, strikingly real could be vivid, and I guess we're looking for eddies. They called us the enemy. They called us enemy. Graphic novel, co-written by George Takei, and I guess this is eddies. So, I'm gonna get that spelled correctly before I start wondering where I fat fingered what to make it not work for me. Smooth operator, singer, and that is now delightfully in my head for the rest of the day. What an outstanding artist and song. So we have a private place to sleep, and this is again referencing a cot. I've said it before. I joined the United States Army after 9/11, but I can tell you right now, and I was an officer. I was a commissioned officer. There was no private. I spent many a night on a cot. I mean, it's not just for privates, right? You know, it's what you get when, you know, things are bleak, and that's just what you have, right? It's combat, wherever you're at, you know, you can expect a cot. Dish that requires one's level best. How about a layer cake? And that's clever. I like that. Super suit designer who insists no capes, and I think this is Edna mode, and I sincerely blush to say I know nothing about this this fashion expert, fashion designer from I don't know, Marvel, DC world. No idea. She's in cartoondom. I'm not even sure what to do, and I really do need to make a note to look up Edna mode, because I've been guessing her into the grid now for a couple of years just based on experience, and I don't actually know anything about it. It's kind of embarrassing. So look below, and this is bracketed, so maybe C note. All right, well, no, this is nice. La Liga chants, ole, 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 ole. Airport featured in Home Alone, and I guess that would be O'Hare. I wasn't sure. I'm not an expert on Home Alone either. I guess I probably would have thought it was LaGuardia or JFK, but if I have an O there, obviously we're going to go with O'Hare and see, check it. So veiled criticism could be shade. Hockey great Gretzky, and that's Wayne. And quite buff casually. Swole? Used to hear that in the Army all the time. Yeah, let's go to the gym and get swole. Okay, let's go. Shiba Inu meme that inspired a cryptocurrency. And I'm not at all, blank. Deliberate. Deliberate. Huh. Well, what else we got? Capital on the Tyrrhenian Sea, and I guess that would be Palermo. Pioneer in New Orleans cuisine, and I guess this is Emerald Lagasse, but I think this is where we're gonna have this A. So, is it hiragana or gamma? I'm gonna take this out so it doesn't confuse me. And I guess this meme is Doge. I kind of remember that now. So, vehicle with gull wing doors. We're talking about the DeLorean. And let's see. Deliberate. So I guess sleep on it. And I guess that makes this hiragana. And if we're right in our solving, then I'll need to keep that in mind, right? You know, so, okay, fun. Incapable of having a bad hair day, say? Well, yes, by all means. And I guess that octagonal, I guess I should probably spell that correctly. This is definitely bald. And I might know something about that. But I have these wonderful berets made for me, and I don't ever have to deal with any of that. You know, it just keeps my head warm, keeps it free of sunburns. Just kind of a nice thing to have. Colony toiler could be an ant, and then spots for many STEM classes would be labs. I have a sneaking suspicion that I fat-fingered something somewhere, and for that I do apologize. But how do we do, Bob? You're close. Some letters are incorrect. Yeah, I had a feeling this is where we were going to go. So let's go ahead and continue. So votes Glasgow, a sailor, moisture stat, handprint, take a hike, halos, gesture, Manet. Let's see. Hall of Famer Ronnie, who won 4 Super Bowls with the 49ers. Oh, Ronnie Lott. Gosh, there we go. So here's our score, right? We came in at 12 minutes and 41 seconds. We don't even count time here, right? But interesting. So I've got my 2-day streak, and with the strike at the New York Times, I feel like this is just the same thing that I'm going through all the time. Like I've lost all of that streak I had, but hopefully they will come to a conclusion with this strike very soon. So okay, super. Go ahead and toss this on out of here. What a bright, clean, cheerful grid. It just was. The one flaw that I could find was that S. Otherwise, it was fine. And I just want to say again, as always, my name is Christopher, and I am delighted to have you here solving with us. I want to thank everyone for liking, subscribing. I love seeing the channel grow, and I love seeing new members come into our community. And it's just such a bright, intellectually gifted, friendly, kind, wonderful community. So there's nothing greater than being part of that, and I want to say thank you. And with that, we'll bring down our baniyata. And until we see you tomorrow for a Sunday grid, I'm assuming here in the LA Times, but who knows? Ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch. Auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, servus, grüß Gott, ciao, Cin-Cin. And be good to yourselves, be good to your friends and neighbors, but be especially kind to the person behind you in the queue. Be well. Take care out there. See you tomorrow.